what he's up to. So this is the final part of the tutorial I'll give today. And so yeah, here you can see, right, his name, Alexei Alyosha Efros. So he's at Carnegie Mellon. Interesting news. After a wonderful decade at CMU, he will be joining the EECS department, Electrical Engineering and Computer Science at Berkeley, fall 2013. So he's made a switch. He collaborates a lot with Antonio Torralba. He has, here you can say, like a special issue on International Journal of Computer Vision on big visual data. And here you can see like some stuff of his research. So if you, every time you want to look up a professor, they will always have like a section where they talk about what they're doing. Sometimes the website isn't really updated, but you can still see and get the gist of what they're doing, like building the visual mimics, understanding and faking visual realism. And here you can also like have quick links to like his papers and all that. Here after that they give like a brief, after giving like a brief introduction of the research, and before that you see like kind of like his bio. So he says he's from Russia. Then, due to a mix-up at the travel agency, he now lives in Pittsburgh, USA. And he got his. He's pretty much like, he's an awesome like talker, and I'd say even like stand-up comedian, computer vision research, like boss. He's just an amazing person, and he got his PhD, as I said, it was Chandra Malik, 2003. So that's like 10 years ago. Yeah, and then he was at Oxford. So you see like you can kind of like see his influences and study like how his research is now, given the places he's been before. So he's also had collaborations with guys at Willow Lab at INRIA. So that's pretty cool. And here you see like people at his lab. So graduate students: Karl Dorsch, Paul Sastrasin, Abhinav Srivastava, Tingui Zhu, Junyan Zhu. And here you see their affiliations. So one of his students is at the machine learning department, another of his students is CS department, another one's robotics. Tomás was actually robotics, for example. And as you say, yeah, so like what did they do? PhD thesis, exemplar-based representations for object recognition, association, and beyond. And now he's a postdoc at MIT. Former postdocs: Ali Fajardi, who's now at the University of Washington. He's also a great professor there. Abhinav Gupta, now assistant professor at CMU. And a great way to like assess and like see what professor is really doing a great job is seeing where their alumni are, whether it's former PhD students and former postdocs. So here's like two of his former postdocs are now professors. And of his PhD students, one is now an assistant professor at Brown, another one is an assistant professor at UIUC. Oh, so like I think at the video I said Derek Coyne was at Brown. My mistake, he's at UIUC, and James Hayes is at Brown. Tomás is at MIT now, postdoc. I've been talking to him. I think he's gonna go for a computer vision startup, which is pretty awesome. Another one of his postdocs at Disney Research, and another one of his former grad students is now a postdoc at University of Washington, probably working with Ali Fajardi. I might be wrong. You can see his courses as well. So, okay, you're not American. I'm not American. I was born in Peru. You can like see the types of research. Well, not research. Actually, you can in some way see the latest research development depending on the homeworks any professor usually gives. So here he has his like series of lectures and homeworks as well, so you can like try to recreate those and bibliography and references. So you can like try to recreate everything a regular CMU student would do if he would have like taken the class. Obviously you won't like know your peers because they don't attend CMU, but this is, I mean, to get this information for free is extremely valuable. Selected projects. Here you usually see his like top papers and like with a preview of what it's kind of like about. So here, dating historical color images at ECCV. I'm kind of assuming he uses some sort of machine learning color histogram, I don't know, like SVM fancy thing, where he trains the specific type of hues in like old images and creates a data set and like does some sort of maybe like regression or classification based on like old photographs. I'd assume. I might be wrong. I haven't read the paper. The good thing is, like, you should try to follow professors that, as in like this paper have, or this project, you can see that they have a link that says partial or full source code available. The guys at MIT, for example, they almost always release their source code. So, or like this project, source code available. That's like really, really valuable and good, and you should aim for trying to work on projects that are related or that can stem from these papers, because you already have the source code and you don't have to start from scratch. And a very common mistake that many rookies or like newcomers in research, not only in vision, do is like they want to start everything from scratch. So say they want to do an SVM, they'll just like try to implement their own SVM, and it's like, no, that's like pointless, you're wasting time. You should just use libSVM or linear SVM or like any other type of what's this called, a toolbox, whether it's for like MATLAB or Python that already has SVM implemented, whether it's a linear, non-linear, or like whatever, like with all the different parameters. You just have to like specify the parameters and there, boom, it's done, and you save a lot of time. And what else can you see? This paper, for example, it's usually good, like when you check on like a project of one of the authors, I mean the professors you're looking at, and they have like a website for that paper, and they even have like media related to that paper. You can see their collaborators, the paper, and here this is just like beautiful, right? Because you can download the complete paper, you can download some of the supplemental information, I'm guessing, as well. Sketch matching, painting matching, scene completion. These are applications, I'm guessing, at the in PDFs or maybe code. And I mean, it even has a YouTube video where they explain like what they're doing. So I think this is pretty cool. So it kind of like makes research less boring in the sense that there's so many different types of media interactions that you have, that it's not just about, okay, I'll download the paper and I'll read it and I'll just see a bunch of equations that I don't understand. No, you can actually like get a gist of what research is about, of what vision research is about. And if you're not into vision, that's okay, but if you have a different community, I'd strongly support and motivate you to, if you ever publish a paper, like try to make it as fancy and like media-like and like advertise, like make it really eye-catchy and appealing for newcomers in the field. Yeah, so I guess that's it. And please leave any questions, comments down below. I guess this is my first video that I'm making, so I'd appreciate any questions, comments for future videos that have to do with computer vision research. And yeah, thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you guys later.